Jumbo, welcome to Football Brehz, the platform where we discuss, debate, and banter everything football. My name is Ben. I'll be your host for today. Yeah, that's right. I'm your host for today. Back with us, we have Alex, Chelsea Bray. Then we have man like D Dubs, Dwayne, Liverpool Bray. How you guys doing?
Doing great, mate. I'm doing good.
Yeah, I'm feeling merry. Man like Alex. Just sipping on that drink, yeah. I hope it's just coffee up in there, nothing too strong.
I saved a couple blue ones.
Okay.
Everything's blue.
I see the tension already. Yeah, blue versus red. That's good. So today, show as always, we're gonna preview some of the games coming up. First fixtures of the new year, 2022. We're excited. We're ready. We can't wait to see what's going on. There have been some moments this year that we've enjoyed and loved. Some shockers, United. But here we go. So, guys, first of all, how are you guys feeling the tight fixtures that we've had so far leading up to the end of the year? There's been a lot of, complaints from managers, from players, from, staff. What's your view on it? Do you think the fixture's a bit too tight with the pandemic, with everything, or are you happy? Do you think there's too many postponements?
I'll go first if you want. I think that there hasn't been enough consideration for the pandemic, if I'm honest. I do agree with the games being postponed and so on and so forth. And I appreciate that actually the logistics of figuring out how that works can be quite challenging as well, hasn't it? But I'm surprised they didn't sort of have any kind of backup plans, what if this does happen this year? Why were there not strategies already in place? Surely that should have been there. It all seems like, this has happened and now we're just making decisions. So why were these things not already in place? But for me, I really agree with the whole concept of having 5 subs because it's hard to know how else you change or you adapt the season to cater for it, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like the simple thing seems to me just put some more games on during a week, or the season ends a week later, just put all the games in the week. But it's literally not that simple, is it?
Yeah.
But the 5.
What about you, Dwayne?
No,
do you agree with Alex?
I agree with what Alex is saying. It doesn't feel like there were any contingency plans at all leading up to this particular period, because the general public have always kind of felt that something's going to happen again. We might go on a possible lockdown, or COVID cases might rise a bit higher, so maybe we might have to slow down with a bit of the games. But yeah, nothing's been put into place. But there are parts where I said, clubs can cope, squads are strong enough to cope and do games probably every few days. Leicester, they proved it yesterday by winning against us after losing 48 hours ago to against City. So it is possible, it can be done. But again, what Alex is just saying, you do need to have 5 subs. I don't think 3 subs is enough during this particular period of time if you're trying to push in so many games within a certain amount of days.
Cool. Right, so let's go straight into it. One of the teams that was affected by the pandemic, Arsenal game. The last Arsenal game, unfortunately, didn't go ahead. But next game, first game of the new year, Arsenal versus Man City. We've got no Arsenal Brehz up in here today. But what's your thoughts on it? Let's start with you, Dwayne. What do you think?
Arsenal are going to do what Arsenal always do. Right, and this is what they typically do all the time. They go on a good run, then they'll face one of the big boys, and they'll get slapped right back down to earth again.
So you think this will be it?
Every year, it happens every year. They're looking good. Arsenal looking good right now. They're playing well against teams in the bottom half of the table. But when they play one of the big boys, they get slapped. They were early this season. They went on a 10-game unbeaten run. Liverpool were going through a bad patch. As soon as we got them, we smashed them 4-0. I see it happening again.
So obviously, like you say, form-wise, Arsenal are in great form right now. Probably their best form in the last 2 seasons.
Probably longer than
City longer than that, and City are also on fire. without even a striker. They're scoring goals left, right, and center. 5 wins out of 5. And the last time these two faced at the beginning of this season, City mashed them up 5-0. So, Alex, do you think it'll be different this time?
I don't think it's going to be quite a 5-0 killing or anything like that. But I completely agree. They're definitely going to. There's no comparison right now, is there? There really isn't. Like Arsenal in fairly good form right now, but City are back to City, aren't they?
Yeah.
I think City will be like this has to be unquestionably a clean sheet, especially after recent games. Like they've got firepower everywhere, haven't they? So I just think that for me at the moment, Arsenal's success only really is just on like team hype and momentum, if that makes sense. Like when you feel good, you play good. And I don't think there's any like tactical genius or things are clicking right now. It's just like when you're on a roll, you're on a roll, aren't you? So, it only takes someone like City to be like,
Fair enough. Obviously, we're clearly in agreement that this is City's game really to lose. Thinking about that, what would be the key difference for Arsenal to win it? Who are the players, or what is it that will be the key difference that Arsenal can use or utilize to capitalize on City? Is there any weakness within City at all? Is there any issues?
The counter attack. I don't think City actually cope well with pace. But Arsenal can't play Aubameyang. They have to stick with Martinelli and Saka. If they can, I don't know if they can defend well, but if they can cope and then just try and probably hit the ball over the top, it's possible. But they've got to use the pace of Martinelli and Saka. They have to use that wisely. If not, they're in for a long day.
Fair enough. Right. Let's move on to the next fixture. Being the host, this is new for me, but Watford versus Tottenham. Obviously, Watford have been very unlucky. They've been playing good football. They've been scoring in every game, but they've been taking L's. They've just taken L's in their last 5 games. Even some of the games they seem like they're going to win it, but in the last second half they just seem to fall a bit short. What do you think, guys? Who do you think will come on top? Alex, let's start with you.
I think I definitely think this will be a good game for Tottenham. I think that Conte is starting to show that he's now established himself. So like Tottenham are finding form right now, and the pieces seem to be coming together. Which for me, it feels like obviously a new manager takes some time to build some things in. Tottenham are definitely a club where like things need to be broken to be fixed, if that makes sense. So
I
think that we're starting to show that he's implementing himself now, and Tottenham are playing how he wants them to play, which probably we haven't really seen up until recently. So, I think Tottenham are sort of on course for a good run now, and people seem to be working well together, playing well together. So I think that, honestly, I'm sure Watford will come out well, but this looks like a time of the year where Tottenham are going to be on form and gunning quite nicely.
True. I mean, the last time these two faced earlier this season, start of this first fixture, Tottenham came on top with 1-0, and that was under Nuno, and it wasn't really a convincing game. Our performance wasn't really great, and obviously we just played Southampton. Again, performance was a bit shaky. They had 10 men and we still didn't manage to find a winning goal. Dwayne, what do you think? Where do you think the difference will be for Spurs? Where do Spurs need to focus on to win this game against Watford?
I have to admit, Spurs have actually started playing well under Conte. They look more organised. Attack-wise, they're more of a threat compared to under Nuno. They didn't look good against Southampton, but then I would say that's probably because they've got a manager that knows what he's doing. Once he gets a good setup going, he can actually have Southampton playing, but Watford just doesn't have that team to do so. I don't know. I don't know. I can't even tell you where their strength is. I really can't. I see Spurs winning this quite easily, to be honest.
Well, Dennis is probably one of their strengths. Obviously, he's been on form right now, banging all the goals. I honestly don't know. Obviously, it's difficult to call it, but I think we will win it. But I think we will definitely concede a goal. But I just hope we don't drop our heads, and I hope that by the time they score, we're 2 or 3-1 up. But we'll see. It's going to be tough, I think, because of the fitness side of things, because we don't really have a lot of options in terms of rotation that works. But we'll see how it goes. Anyways, moving on.
But I'll say you're firing on all cylinders compared to, I mean, what West Ham smashed them 4-1. I think your attack is quite similar to West Ham's at the moment, and I can see you doing the same damage, to be honest.
Let's hope so. We need to get revenge on Man Sissoko still. Right. So United versus Wolves. Now, United against Newcastle. It was shocking to see the level of performance. There was a lot of uproar from mans like CR7. However, United, they're in a better form compared to Wolves. 3 wins, 2 draws, where Wolves only have 1 win. What do you think, guys? Where is this going to go? Let's start with Alex. Where do you think this is going to go?
This is like an anything could happen game, don't you think? Like, I don't know what to make of United right now. It's easy to sit here and be like, Man United is a better team. They should be destroying Wolves, but they're just like, you just don't know what you're going to get with them at the moment, do you? Just like any star player that they have can have a good day at any day. Any star player can go missing. They're just so unpredictable, aren't they? Like, I think this will be the one that I just think they're really unpredictable at the moment. They should absolutely be smashing them. Any 3 of us could rock up in the dressing room and lead that team, and they should win off of like the caliber of players. I should just be able to write some names on a team sheet and just sit down and watch. But like,
Agreed.
how are they not? I'm really shocked by their last game and stuff. Like, they are an absolute gamble right now.
Do you think Wolves could capitalize on this? The fact that obviously there's a lot of there's a lot of inconsistencies within it. Because as individual players, they're amazing, United. But do you think Wolves can capitalize on this? Because as a team, they play really, really well. But Wolves also struggle to score goals. So how are they going to win this?
No, I think Man United will win. I think it's going to be it's just going to be another messy game.
Yeah? You think it's just a battle and pretty much see who comes?
Well, like, Wolves will probably score. Man United will get the win, but it's just going to be like a mess over the line, isn't it? Or they might even score last minute or something, or they might score like early and then just be rubbish for 80 minutes. It's just not going to be a tidy game at all.
Fair enough. Dwayne, question for you. Wolves. Who in the Wolves squad would you like to see have the best game of their life and probably help them win against United?
Is Jimenez back or is he suspended? I don't know.
I think he's back now. Yeah, he's back now. His suspension should be over in this game.
I think he'll cause the United defense a lot of problems. Troy, they're going to use his pace because United, they don't know how to defend when it comes to anyone attacking them with pace. To be honest, even though they're not scoring a lot, they have given teams a really great battle. I mean, a few weeks ago, I remember they beat West Ham. They beat Brighton, I think, the last game. Liverpool being 1-0, City only beating 1-0 when they were down to 10 men, and that was fortunate as well by a penalty. So they have been putting up a fight. It's just when it comes to scoring goals, they've just not been doing enough. But I feel that they will give United a lot of problems. But I think it'll be close. I think it'll be a really close fight, to be honest. But I agree with Alex. It could be where United might get a last gasp winner.
It could be. I mean, looking at the history of these fixtures in the Premier League, United have just managed to come up on top the last 5 games going back to 2019. But we'll see what happens. Right, it's that time. It's that time. Blue versus red. Blue versus red. Now let's get into it. Chelsea versus Liverpool. This is the big game that everyone's looking forward to. This is the one. I hate to say it, but both teams seem to be a little bit on the slow pace with form. However, let's not be confused. This game can go either way. I think it's just about who comes on top. Let's start with man like Alex. How are you feeling about this game?
I was trying to think before this. Are you going to have Salah at that point, or is he going to be away by then?
Yeah, they're allowed.
Are they allowed to play him? Cool.
Yeah.
I think at the moment Liverpool are definitely the team that are on better form. Like when we played earlier in the year, I still think that was one of the best games of the season. Like the most competitive football we saw. The game was for a neutral or for anybody, you can't argue that wasn't one of the most competitive games of football of the year. So it would be nice to sort of see a little bit of fuel, a bit of rivalry coming through that. But it's hard because it seems like you guys are dipping in form. We've dipped and we're sort of trying to come back up a little bit. But it's like last
You're
time.
right. You're right. It's like a crossover, isn't it? Because you guys have got Lukaku coming back. And then on the other hand, Liverpool front three are struggling to get anything from goal wise. So you are right. It's a bit tight, but we can't take away that, in the last 5 games, Paul have had 3 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. Chelsea have had 2 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss. So it's pretty even. Now, for Liverpool, Dwayne, what is the difference here? What is it that Liverpool need to show differently compared to the last fixture that you just had?
Well, after last night's game, it was depressing. Attack-wise, we're rushing too much. I don't know what's going on with our front line. There was times where I looked at the game last night and I said to myself, I felt like Salah was playing too safe, where I'm thinking he's trying to keep himself fit for AFCON because he's going, so it didn't feel like he was trying to put in effort. And that's in the last 3-4 games. I've seen him getting shackled by fullbacks that he should not be getting shackled by. Even though he has scored maybe 1 or 2 goals, he still hasn't put in an actual good performance. So I'm kind of worried with the firepower, but I do feel that the loss last night has probably woken the players up.
Yeah. What do you think?
It's a bit weird to say, even though I was disappointed with losing. I feel it's going to wake the team up because now that's our second loss this season in the Premier League, and the boys now have to get their act together. I mean, they know now we're far behind City. That's if City win their game, I think, tonight. We're going to be quite far behind. We need to wake up. We need to win this game. We need to win this game. And I'll be saying this to Alex and Kadus, man. They got away with a draw, bruv. They got away with one. So we're coming to Stamford Bridge.
I was about to say that.
We're coming to Stamford Bridge, man. We own this. We got to get these 3 points.
Obviously, last fixture, Chelsea came to your yard, to Liverpool, and they had a man sent off. Reece James was sent off. And it was Liverpool's game to take, but they didn't. Alex, does that give you a bit of confidence now that, now you're at home, now it's your chance to take it?
I do think so. I think with us, it comes down to our firepower. We haven't been as good as we've been in sort of, the earlier sides of the season, we were scoring nicely. Now it's dipped again a little bit of uncertainty. For me, it's goal scoring. If we can get a goal, we can keep Liverpool at bay. I think defensively, I'm not worried about us stopping Liverpool, but it's that whole thing. Our defense is like immovable, but our attack isn't as strong. So we've got to score. It's as simple as that. If we get an early goal, we can keep you at bay for the whole game. I'm confident in that. If the longer the game goes, the more we're going to have to sort of come out a bit more in attempts to get that goal, which then lends to the players that you've got, which are more than capable of then capitalising on that. So Because if you remember last time, it was a lot of like nobody wanted to commit a little bit.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah,
bit of a safe one.
Yeah, it was.
I think it's a little bit of who shows their hand. You know, like we do make mistakes at times. If we do, you will capitalize on that, and that could be the whole game. We're very capable of getting chances. We get loads of shots in games. We do create loads of chances, but it's, you know, will they drop and stuff, you know? So for me, it's goal scoring. I don't think Lukaku's the answer for that. This isn't his game. But the strength we've got in our midfield players that are scoring so well, that for me is how we beat Liverpool.
That's interesting. You don't think Lukaku is the guy to go against Van Dijk? Obviously, him being back, you don't think that's the guy you want. Liverpool.
I agree. I see what Alex is saying there, because he's not someone who continuously moves and tries to find space. He's just someone who's just there and tries to bully the defender. And Van Dijk likes that type of stuff. He loves that. He's fine with someone who's not kind of like whizzing around. If I think Chelsea would probably be a bit more dangerous, like when they had Havertz as like the false nine. That caused a lot of problems because he's not someone who just stays still. He likes to drift off to the flanks a little and then cut in. And that kind of worked, especially last season against us. Early on this season, I felt that we kind of coped with Lukaku, to be honest with you. And I have to agree with Alex as well. I feel that my club definitely has to get the first goal. We have to get the first goal. If we go behind, it's going to be a struggle to kind of break down Chelsea's defense, because it is very good, but we have to get the first goal.
Fair enough. Now, what is, you know, this is for both of you really. Do you think the biggest battles will be won and lost, the big changes? Is it in midfield? Is it up front? Is it in defense? Where do you think the battle will be won and lost in terms of the game?
I think a lot of it is going to be in the midfield, in the Liverpool half, if I'm honest, because I think we will potentially have more possession, and I think we will probably go for it a little bit more, shall we say? But if Liverpool's defence are able to stop our passing play, it's going to be that sort of, not sort of counter-attacky, but sort of that quick attacks that Liverpool are able to utilise that could potentially expose it. So if Liverpool are able to stop the likes of Mason Mount moving the ball around, that will be the problem, you know. But like you just said there, like Havertz caused you problems, but I think that was the connection between him and Mason that was part of that. The fact that the ball's moving so well. So, you know, if that becomes, I feel like that's where the battles are going to be, because, like we said, it's going to be about who shows their hands and stuff. And I think for me, Mason Mount's probably the most attacking player who will be able to control the game from both teams. So a lot of the decisions will potentially come from him, and then sort of the quality of Liverpool's reactions to that, if that makes sense.
Yeah. What about Liverpool, Dwayne? Who's the one player that you think will make the difference for you?
I think for Sunday, I believe Salah will wake up. I think it will be Alonso. I don't think Chilwell will be playing. He's still out. He's out for the season, right? So it'll be Alonso playing, and he's not.
However, saying that, Alonso's been benched today, so you know.
So who's coming for
him? That's a good question. I can't remember. But anyway, go on, carry on.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. It depends on who's their left back. But I feel that I don't think it's going to be someone that's going to step in. That's going to do a good job on someone like Salah. I think he'll perform well this weekend. I'm hoping Thiago's going to be back. We need someone like him in the midfield who's able to control the game.
Fair enough. Right.
Yeah, I felt we weren't able to control the game last night against Leicester. We were allowing them to come back into the game and get onto the ball. Our midfield just wasn't doing enough. It was shocking, absolutely shocking last night. But if he's back, I feel that we'll be all right in the midfield. But yeah, I feel that it can be one up. I think our best player will probably be Salah on the weekend.
Cool. Right, let's move on to my favorite part, score prediction. All right, so let's start with Arsenal versus Manchester City. I'll start with you, Alex.
3-0 City.
3-0 City. Wow. No holding back. Dwayne.
4-1 City.
4-1 City.
Wow.
I think it'll be quite an interesting game, but I don't see it being more than 2-0 City at the moment. Right. Watford versus Tottenham.
Okay,
Alex.
right.
I'm going 1-1.
1-1.
Ooh.
Cool. Dwayne.
I'll go 2-0 Tottenham.
2-0 Tottenham. I think Watford will probably score, so I'm going to go with 3-1 Tottenham. 3-1 Tottenham. United versus Wolves. Alex.
I'm going 1-0.
1-0. Yeah. Dwayne.
Oh, I was going to go for that, but I just got a feeling United might sneak a win, so I'm going 2-1 United.
2-1.
Nah, 93rd
Yeah.
equaliser. That's what they'll get.
I'm going to go with 1-0 United. I don't think it'll be the highest scoring game, but I think United will just sneak it in there. Now the big fixture, Chelsea versus Liverpool. No, let me disrespect Chelsea at home. Chelsea versus Liverpool. Alex, first.
2-0. Simple. 2-0.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. Dwayne.
Okay. I'm going 2-1 Liverpool.
2-1 Liverpool.
I've
okay.
been saying this ever since they snuck away with the draw. We're gonna win at Stamford Bridge. It's gonna be 2-1 Liverpool.
Snuck. Are you talking about yourself there?
Oh, finally! I was waiting for you guys to give me a bit of banter here, back and forth. Anyways,
Yeah,
I think it'll be a draw. 1-1. Let's go. Yeah, go on, Dwayne.
Yeah, no, it's we didn't do that well at Anfield beginning of the season. We didn't do well. We should have done so much more. That's why I'm a bit skeptical at this Sunday with the attack, considering that the three last night just couldn't even score against a Leicester team with a makeshift defense with a DM as a centre back. We couldn't even score against them. So yeah, knowing that Chelsea's defense is much better than that. Yeah. So
do you think
I do feel it was a wake up call. I do feel we would get this W.
Do you think Liverpool are tired?
Hell no. Our game was postponed. We have no excuse. There's no excuse. So, and plus, even now, it's not like we're playing 48 hours after last night. We're playing Sunday. You're playing tonight. So you're gonna have less time to recuperate than us. So there's no excuse. There's no excuse for the club.
I hear that. Just hearing a lot of Klopp's remarks, it gives me the impression that what he's saying is my players are tired. So
the thing is because he doesn't rotate enough. Like we've always known this. Like Klopp doesn't rotate the squad enough. That's why some players you can see when they come on, they don't feel that they're gonna be able to keep that place. Klopp has his favourites, and it's always going to remain that same. And that's why players get tired so much, because they're guaranteed to keep playing. They'll keep getting used up, and they'll get knackered. It's
true. That's what happened last year's season, isn't it? Yeah. You guys started dropping, in the next year.
Just so you know, bro, while you're a lot of tired, my guys are warming up. Just want to let you know our guys.
Okay. On that, I see Hudson-Odoi is playing as a left wing back. That's interesting.
That would be lovely.
You think so?
That would be lovely.
See.
Salah will love that.
Or is he because they're resting Alonso? Who knows? Anyways, thank you guys. Thank you for being on the show. Thank you for contribution. Thank you for everyone that's watching. Please comment below. Let us know your predictions. Let us know what you think is going to happen in this big fixture. And like, subscribe, stay in touch with us on all social medias. And on that note, we're out. Thank you very much.
Deuces.